Good afternoon. Welcome to the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention's first National Satellite Teleconference. The subject of this conference, the findings from the National Study on Conditions in Juvenile Detention and Correctional Facilities. The study's findings present those of us working in the justice system with a great challenge, one that we cannot afford to disregard if we truly believe that the juvenile justice system can intervene successfully with the lives of our children at risk. This study puts an exclamation point on the obvious conclusion that America must take better care of its children once they get into trouble, that we cannot afford to abandon them there, that we cannot afford to diminish our efforts in terms of providing confinement that supports the child rather than further diminishes their condition.
I think as you're absolutely right, as exciting and as challenging as this study was to carry out, it has faced our office with a challenging prospect of dealing with the recommendations and the findings in a way that is going to be really revolutionary to the field of juvenile corrections.
We at OJJDP, as you have heard, have begun steps to address the study. We will soon begin the development of performance-based standards for health services in juvenile justice facilities to improve conditions of confinement.
We are struggling nationally with seeing increases in juvenile crime, although we've seen a recent downturn, and we're seeing increases in juvenile substance abuse. So we're struggling as a community, as a country, to find things that can work to offset those increases. And we think we found a tool that we're going to discuss in today's broadcast in mentoring that can help us take on and successfully beat back this challenge that we're facing. When we look historically at mentoring, outside of the Big Brothers Big Sisters model, we see a lot of mentoring activities that didn't reflect this kind of practice. So you'd have well-intentioned people saying, well, let's start a mentoring program. And they would put together some well-intentioned adults with some at-risk children without any training, without any looking at the matching, without any sustained commitment over time to that relationship. And many times what ends up happening is you just let these kids down once again, as they've been let down in prior times in their lives. So our goal here in the broadcast, and as we move forward from this broadcast, is to repeat these principles, help communities put them into practice, and get the kind of results that Carolyn's gotten in Phoenix.
In this discussion, it is crucial that we remember what we learned at the School Safety Conference. First, the great majority of juveniles never offend. Let me repeat that. The great majority of juveniles never offend. Second, the majority of juvenile offenders do not go on to offend again. Third, what is needed to reduce juvenile crime is the response of a strong and smart juvenile justice system, one that will hold youth accountable and appropriately punish them, but also one that will provide the treatment that they need to become law-abiding, productive adults in our society.